So last time we left off, I believe you were you had a fight with mercenaries at Sultanapur, and you were planning to try the closest option to you, which is to find a riverbed. If you're looking at the big map, somewhere around here, that will take you inland towards a tower and a wizard that apparently owns it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
What little information you have been able to gather, I believe yeah, you went to the next town. You do have managed to find a little more information, and it is known that the wizard apparently does help people reach reach another riverbed that's closer to the coast. But at the same time, it's also known in order to do that, he does request help in some form or fashion. But does not specify what kind of help, at least not as of yet. Um, so I believe, yeah, you're probably just planning to pack it in for the evening at the ship again, and then I assume the next day you were heading out?
That was the
Yeah.
plan, yeah.
Yeah, I think we already had
I'm-
planned on going. It's just that we need to rest up after that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us did get messed up a bit.
Yes, you did, so you would be able to take a long rest now.
Suppose I should get rid of one of my reduce my rations, because I can assume that a day's went by and we didn't really specify that we were going to go get food elsewhere.
Nope. So there'll be a couple of things to update there.
Come on, sheet, work. Oh god, my freaking sheet's freezing up. Come on.
Might have to restart.
God damn it!
My sheet's taking a moment too. There we go.
I didn't even click on antidote. That was nowhere near what I clicked on. Look, that's 5 items up from what I was trying to interact with.
You must have accidentally clicked it and then it just lagged that long that it still clicked there instead of where it's supposed to.
It's like a click. Oh, he clicked. His mouse cursor's no longer in the same spot, though.
Well, Xena did not fix her hunger, but she's no longer suffering from food poisoning.
Never had food poisoning.
Exactly. You know, why is that?
I don't
I'm
know.
just
How
kidding.
old were those rations?
Not that old, because for a long time I never actually bought rations. I just kept hunting shit whenever we left town because I forgot to buy food. So all of my rations are actually pretty recent.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I realize, despite of being the leader of the party, I'm an awful leader, because like I've never really pre-planned like anything we freaking did for most of the campaign.
I just had a silly picture in my head where Valena just gets all her reminders from my Xena stuff by tattooing on the back of Garog.
I just picture Valena making magical sticky notes to stick all over the ship.
Oh yeah, that too. Valena, what's all these sticky notes? I can't remember. That's why I wrote them down.
I don't remember what level create post it is.
So we're on the ship still sailing to the
Alright.
wizard?
Yes. So I just finally finished updating the last of the other characters. So you'll be heading south along the shoreline more or less until you hit a particular riverbed.
Alright.
Anything you guys want to do along the way? Because I'm going to assume it's going to be at least a day or so traveling before you hit that river.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Elena's struggling to put on the corset. I'm sorry, but let's be honest, you know she would struggle with this.
I don't know. You would think it to be a fancy enough thing that a fancy person would still get how to do it right, but
Yeah. Garrett would
Let me understand this. We're moving into tropical heat, and you're putting on a corset.
She has self-esteem issues.
You're going to be sweating.
I'm gonna try.
I
my
don't
hand
think
at
that's what
fishing.
she's worried about. She's hoping to be sweating, but for different reasons.
I'm gonna
apparently.
try fishing while we're traveling.
Okay.
Oh dang it! I had freaking advantage turned on. That was the first number. That was the first.
That was the
roll
first roll,
anyhow.
anyways. So, all right.
I'll remember to turn it off.
Yep, my roll's on normal at the moment. Okay. Probably the same thing we were doing on the way south. Morning is swimming, followed by exercises, followed by lunch, and then bow training, just to get these guys more on the mark and more used to longbows.
Right. I think it's like this, isn't it? I'm gonna try rolling something to see. Okay. I'm gonna say you get enough fish for another 2 more rations.
Okay.
So you probably get somewhere in the vicinity of about 4 fish. 4 decent sized ones.
I will give them to the cook and ask him if he can make anything interesting out of them.
You hand him over to him, and he kind of looks at him more for a moment and goes, I think I can do something with that. Starts heading back to the kitchen to start working on it. Just a little something to keep you from using up all your rations. Alright, so usual brawl practice, and one of the characters is trying to get a corset on. I don't really see where that would need to be a roll. I just assume she struggles with it for a little bit, but then eventually gets it.
Could have her make a dex check if you wanted.
I was gonna say or a Constitution check.
Actually,
Yeah, after he gets it
Constitution
on.
would be more proper because dang corsets.
I would say that'd be if she got it on.
Actually, that's true. Of course, the Constitution would be more after she gets on because that could be a problem after a while. Yeah, give me a dex save. I got an idea where it needs to be. We'll see if the necromancer can do it.
-1.
Huh?
Your dex is -1.
Oh.
Did you just roll a straight up 9? Okay, the -1. I was actually setting it at an 8.
No. That's including the -1.
Yeah,
It checks
I was
automatically.
saying. That's what I was saying. Does that with the +1, -1? Yes, it is. I was setting it at 8, so she just barely gets it on. I said
There's
it's not
probably
supposed to
a
be
lot
that
of-
hard, but you are a very flimsy, goofy character.
Yeah.
There's
and
probably a
she-
lot of noise coming from your quarters.
Yeah, there's a few grunts, and even Geralt is at one point kind of like, "What is she doing?"
Probably a couple of whumps too, as she fell over while trying to get it on.
Possibly.
Yeah, you just see her rolling side to side, diagonally, and so forth, just trying to get her on. It's like this stupid friggin' thing.
I was going to say, and also the constant stream of profanity.
You're right.
Enter Yosemite Sam noises here.
Frickin'.
Yes, a frickin'
The worst part is, I'm also from Texas. Anyways,
kill all of you.
Good old Yosemite Sam.
anyways, she puts the corset on, puts her in her outfit, and tries to do a walk by Gareth to see if he notices anything different. Which she probably won't. Let's be honest.
You
And
never
now
know.
It's time for that con check.
Yes.
Have Geralt make a perception check at disadvantage.
Actually, might be one of the few things where the perception check would be at least a plus instead of a minus.
So Constitution.
How long before you can't breathe?
Yeah, you got breathing issues plus heat issues, so because you're adding an extra layer.
So disadvantage.
Not disadvantage, just give us a Constitution check.
Saving throw.
Yeah.
I'd say that's just high enough that she's not instantly pouring at the seams of sweat, so she's holding on to it for the moment.
But it is mighty uncomfortable.
Perception. You know what? Actually, you know what? Give me, since this is basically what it is, give you a performance check. You're doing something to get attention out of him, essentially.
I'll be right back.
All right.
There's a lot of checks going on right now. Okay, and what's his perception? Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Actually, he did crit. Even without the
Yeah.
advantage, he critted. The 20 came first. So you're trying to put on a little bit of a show and trying to get his attention. Unusually quickly, he kind of notices something is up. And as you're kind of trying to do this, he does kind of tilt his head to the side as he's kind of looking her over for a moment and goes, "Something seems different." Is there any particular thing you're trying to do here, or are you just trying to show off to get his attention?
Yeah, she's trying to do the walk. Like, you know, that very flirty walk where she's trying to get attention out of someone.
Yeah, that you wouldn't even have to try to get a barbarian's attention though, if you're doing what I think you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of double takes for just like a split moment and just kind of watches.
She just walks back and forth, and then just goes and lies down and goes unconscious.
Well, I assume before she starts sweating through the entire outfit, she starts to head below deck. In which case, if she does, I'm gonna quietly roll for what he's gonna do. Yeah, as soon as you start heading under the decks, the barbarian you suddenly notices, boonk, almost bumps right into you from behind. Oh. He was suddenly in a very big hurry to immediately catch up with her. Go on, do anything from there?
To say this. I'm trying to try to say this with a straight face. Not right now. I'm sweating all over.
I'm back.
He kind of looks like this is a bad thing. How? If you try to, I'm gonna just say this right now. If she tries to start walking back to the room again, he's probably gonna immediately follow her.
Yeah, she walks back to her room and just falls in bed and goes,
Immediately right there. If attention was what you wanted, it was attention you got from him now. Congratulations.
He takes off the corset and puts on his face and just turns around and goes to sleep.
Wait, you're going to take off the corset right in front of him? Because he is right there in the room. I'm just saying. You're just suddenly doing this now.
No, it's like she's just lying down in the bed, right?
And that's what you said she was doing.
Yeah, and he's lying down in the bed with her, right?
He's basically right next to the bed like, what you want? The look of But basically, during the headlights, like, what do you want? What do you obviously want something? What you want?
And she's like, and she's kind of got that face like she did want something, but now she's exhausted. She like just takes something like a pillow or something and just puts on his face and just goes to sleep.
Just tells him to sleep.
No, she sleeps.
Oh,
She just falls asleep in front of him.
Yeah,
Probably passes out.
exactly.
well, you're not really telling him anything, so he's just even more baffled and just kind of, okay, and starts to head back upstairs, looking very confused as to what the hell happened yet again. You baffle him so much, the poor guy.
I know
Well,
it's important.
That's because you've got simple barbarian, neurotic wizard.
Yes, the neurotic part of the wizard is the problem, I feel, but maybe that's just me having to play it from the barbarian side.
I think what you meant to say was simple barbarian, necrotic wizard.
No, I meant neurotic.
No, she's got some issues up there, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, she's got a subscription.
Several. Oh, I thought you said prescription.
No, subscription. She's got so many issues. She's got a subscription.
I have never heard that joke before.
Well,
Really?
she's got several of those too.
You've never heard that joke? Jesus, that is like old.
You feeling ancient now, Randy? Because at least I heard it.
No, I hear that joke like every 3 to 4 weeks. So it's not like it's not, out of use. But
that girl's working with a deck of cards, but all the aces and jokers are gone.
I'm just posting in the chat what popped into my head in response to Randy saying that joke is so old.
I'm not saying it's been around for a long time, but it's still being used. But it might be one of those regional things where it's just like Wisconsin and Minnesota makes it. I don't know.
Well, it's time to conquer Earth anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I assume nothing else for a while, so the sailing just continues on without too much of an eventful going on. I am going to now roll and see how food goes.
It's always uneventful once Elena falls asleep.
That's because she's not up to random mischief.
That night, shortly after dinner, I'm probably going to go around to the cook and a couple of the other crew members and see if there's any supplies we're running low on. Probably the cook and the carpenter in particular.
You know what just occurred to me?
Hmm.
Thelona was not here when Valena used to obsess over skulls.
No, she wasn't.
I'm very glad about that.
Well, you did miss the one of smiles, which was
Oh,
awesome.
Oh, that poor bar's never been the same.
we unleashed chaos in Shapur or Shadazar.
I would like to visit.
The tavern has officially changed its name. Anyway, speaking of food,
Supplies.
food roll. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that was a 19 he got. Yeah, cooking not a problem that day. You come down for basically lunch around midday, and you get this like essentially this nice almost sushi layout. Although the fish has been cooked up a bit. Fish, some rice, veggies, other things here and there, and a couple of drinks for people, and relatively nice and not overly warm lunch, even under the deck of the ship. Come back for dinner, and it's basically fried fish and a couple of other things from the extra supplies, and once again, a relatively good meal all around. So he did pretty excellent job, actually. He's got a +6 to this now, according to his own character sheet.
Well, like I said,
She never realized these things can be so complicated.
taking off's a lot easier than putting on.
Really?
You untie and exhale.
Oh.
I'm just picturing people asking where Valena is. Then Azina goes into Valena's room and picks her up to take her to dinner. And then Thelona randomly shows up and picks both of them up to take her to dinner.
Did Discord like mute me when I was mentioning the food? Yeah, yes, it's Discord again. You know, Discord, any day you want to stop being a piece of junk, Discord would be great.
Yeah, you probably did cut out because you just cut out again.
Yes. So, trying to reiterate this again because I keep getting cut off. The freaking cook has rolled a 19 for the meals. You got really good food. I'm making it quick because I don't want to go into detail again.
No, I think we got the detail. It was just anything you said afterwards.
Right, I think. Because you mentioned sushi and fried fish, and then it just went dead silent. So we just ran.
Well, afterwards it was fried fish and more supplies from the ship. But yeah,
right. Okay, so
like I said, after the meal, Soloman will go to the cook, and after.
Oh, for Frel's sake. Discord, I hate you.
Ask him if there's any supplies that he's running low on.
Okay, I finally just got that. That was a weird delay. As for supplies, usually I probably do. We have like a money count for how much the ship has from money?
The ship has 1,515 gold for the fund for everything for the ship.
1,500. You said?
Yes, 1,515.
I would say probably reduce it by 15, and that would have been more than enough to cover any extra food for about a week, and probably enough for wood supplies.
Problem is, we didn't think of it until now.
Well, I think the cook would have.
The cook tends to kind of go on his own to resupply. To be honest, he just makes sure to get what he can out of the people running the ship at the time. Yes, as players, Pharrell, I don't know if you're hearing me now or not. If you are hearing me, yes, as players and as GM, technically without my saying so, they should be updating that stuff.
Okay.
Okay, you are hearing me. So yeah, I'd like to know why on earth it is on my end Discord just freezes up.
Couldn't tell you.
Discord's such a piece of work. Anyway. So yeah, I would assume that after like a -15 to that gold, both of them would probably say, no, we're good for supplies for the food guy, the chef would be fine for about a week yet, both food. The carpenter would probably be alright as well. He has at least a few on-hand supplies to piece the boat back together if something particularly nasty happened to it, but he might need to stop if there was anything like absolutely horrific leakage in the hull or something.
Okay.
You'd have to either way. Even if you had supplies, you might have to make a stop for more wood supplies. You can't carry everything you want. But there's plenty of trees as long as you stay near your coastline.
Yeah, I was about to ask about.
No, it was just more lines of anything we needed to pick up the next time we hit town. I'm actually trying to do my job as executive officer. Thank you.
Well, as I've also pointed out, technically there's not going to be another next town for a while.
I know that, but it's good to have a list.
Yeah. Again, as the even though I'm the GM and I should have been probably saying that technically they've been going on their own to get resupplies. And usually, at least for the carpenter, it's not hard. Definitely not hard. You probably could find somebody selling wood and so forth right there on the dock. The chef might have to go to the market, but that's what markets are for, full of food and maybe other items depending upon what local shops are nearby.
Yeah, I know, but there was also things like nails and that kind of shit. So it's just
Hmm.
making sure.
Yeah, they should be technically good right now for a while yet. And they should at
Okay.
least be able to make it to the next city without any issue
Figure
and
I'll make that
recess
check.
from there.
I figure I'll make that check about once a week.
All right. So nothing else the rest of the day?
No, after dinner's usually the relaxing cool down time. We usually drink ourselves into a stupor and stagger to bed.
So
Oh
drink
wait, I
yourself
forgot.
into a stupor, stagger to bed, and a few people who don't drink themselves under the table are actually going to take shifts again, manning the wheel and keeping the boat on course and not hit land.
You
I
mean the
was going
people
to
that
say,
are
actually,
qualified to do so? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do this next. I'll do this tomorrow, the next day. Yeah, I'll just maybe Azina will practice her flute a little bit before turning in for the night.
Okay.
Valena would go up on top of the ship, get like first watch or whatever, and just have her wolf and raven and just kind of pet them, just taking the view.
Just taking watch, not actually taking the wheel.
Right.
Just lean on the bow of the ship and start singing like a Disney princess.
Not what I intended, but sure, why
Can you
not?
paint with all the colors of the valley at sea?
I was actually thinking part of your world, but okay.
I was thinking someday my prince will notice me.
It's not like he hasn't noticed her. She just really does really weird stuff that baffles him every time. And
Every
it's
time
not
he's like,
his fault.
every time he's just like, why did I agree to this relationship?
Oh right, sex.
All right, Snoo Snoo. Is Snoo Snoo worth it? I think so. Maybe.
The body is willing, but the mind is confusing and weird.
And full of fleshy bits that just, So next guy comes around, and actually I'll have the chef roll again. Not that he doesn't have enough bonuses to make it good no matter what. Jesus Christ, he critted.
So we're getting good
26.
food.
The most amazing pancakes you've ever had in months.
Good old pancakes.
What's for breakfast? Pancake buffet. All right.
Pancake buffet. You bake bacon, pancakes, eggs, sausages.
Pancake parade.
Hash
Morning, I'm
browns.
making waffles.
Oh yeah, and you know what? He's coming up with a new creation called the waffle. It's strange and very similar to a pancake, but it's somehow crunchier and it just as delicious.
I don't know how it happened. Valona
Thing
just
is,
sit on the hotcakes.
You'd actually need a blacksmith to actually get those suckers going.
Get a waffle iron.
Yeah. Because I don't know any way of making a waffle without a waffle iron. On the other part, if combat gets down to the kitchen, that could be used as an improvised weapon.
Especially if heated.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna scar somebody for life. But yeah, breakfast basically goes off as as well as it possibly could. The ship is still on course, and I'm going to say it doesn't take much more than a couple of hours into the morning before you do see signs of some trees breaking up to the right-hand side of the ship.
So we're almost at the river.
Mm-hmm.
So how far inland is this tower supposed to be?
Actually, I'm gonna say as GM on that one, you get a lot of confused looks and maybe a shrug.
That
Just
was
that somewhere
mostly
down the river.
That was said to Azina in character, so.
I don't think anyone knows for sure because it's not marked like exactly on the map as it is. Just kind of like a general area.
It's basically a general direction. You don't have a for sure destination, just that it's inside this river, and you're guessing this has to be the river at this point, as there's no other ones marked.
I go, well, we'll know how far it is when we get there. Xena is going to try to coordinate some sparring sessions amongst some of the crew members. Some of the weaker ones to get them a little bit of combat practice.
Okay.
Oddly enough, you notice the Lona does not volunteer to assist.
Well, I mean, you don't. Well, yeah, because everybody would be freaking terrified of you.
No, she's been working as a combat instructor.
Oddly enough, you also see Valena just going,
I more meant like not the party member characters, more like the crew members. But yeah.
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, the majority of the ones you get right away are some of the nameless crew that are extra hands.
Right.
Because they do need the practice, if anyone else does.
Yeah. You guys need to learn how to defend the ship better than you did your previous ship.
"Did you really say that? That's savage."
A couple of downturned heads and one kind of,
I kind of, I don't know why I would assume the Lona would be somewhat amused by that comment.
Maybe a little.
So what would I do for this? Like an athletics check?
I think you just get to sort out Valona. Eh.
Because obviously you don't want to do actual combat for this because it would just take too long.
So basically you're just trying to coach them into performing, yeah?
Yeah.
What would you use for this?
Oddly enough, I think this might be a performance check because you're a performance instruction.
That's true. I mean, I'm not proficient in performance, but I have a high bonus in it anyhow because of my charisma and my jack of all trades thing.
Yeah, this is kind of an instructional thing, so you're basically trying to perform instruction with them. So, yeah, give me a performance check.
Oh, God!
Shit! It takes them maybe about a half hour, but you start to see the bloodthirstiness in them. They start to actually get pretty. They're not exactly great yet, but you can start to see a definite improvement in their form and their ability with only about a half hour of working at it.
Picture him just going, "Send me a coach, no, send me in. I'm a killer."
There's probably is one moment where one of the guys actually does this in a fit of frustration, just goes and just tackles the other guy to the ground. And there's a few minutes of struggling before they're finally pulled apart by other hands.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, my comment was kind of mean, but at the same time, they can't really argue against it because we did decimate their entire group.
That's why they didn't argue it. They just kind of.
I'm sorry, with that roll, I could just see you take a look at them, inhale, and it's just like, all right, maggots, this is how you attack an enemy. Just
What's her name?
Complete drill sergeant.
Yeah, what's her name? I don't care. Your new name is Piles. Piles.
You gotta go. What's your name? Well, miss, it doesn't matter what your name is.
Let me see your Morpheus. Ah! Is that my Morpheus? Give me another. Ah!
Oh gosh, I'm just picturing Major Pain now. I don't know if y'all ever
Since
seen
that day, whenever a bunch of animals were together in one place, it was a farm. Unless it was a zoo.
Unless it was a zoo.
Okay, well.
And just
I'm sure
turned
that
into
was
now you're
probably-
turning into Soldier from Team Fortress 2.
Yes, I'm just channeling every drill sergeant character you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think he knows a thing or two about war because he wrote the book on it. Now listen up, maggots. So yeah, you do this, and as they're kind of wrapping up, you got a good half hour, and you definitely clearly see the river, and you start to turn for it. And actually, since you're possibly doing both things, Azina, give me a perception check. Oh boy. I'm going to give him one as well. Oh god, he's even worse. 4. I'm going to say you turn on the river. Everything seems to be fine. You're several yards down the river when brain. When Roger happens to look back and just you see him kind of lean out over the crow's nest for a moment, then immediately Captain, you may want to check this.
I pull out my spyglass and look at what he's trying to.
You pull up the spyglass to look behind you where he's been looking, and as you do, and you're like I said, you're a ways down the river already at this point. You need a spyglass just to see out into the valley at sea again. And as you're looking out there, you see a ship. The thing is such a giant, monstrous beast of a ship that the sails are actually above the tree line. You guys were just super focused, you couldn't notice it for whatever reason before you turned off. And it's huge. This thing would have been possibly a lethal fight for your boat because it's almost twice the size and seems to be fully manned. You are seeing people up and down. There's a few people even as you're spyglassing them looking out from the deck, and there's a few of them that are kind of like looking kind of curious and eager, but at the same time you see a captain figure kind of march across and just go and shake its head and starts barking orders, and they just start going back to their business. So
I look to see if they have a flag,
as in like
a pirate flag.
a pirate flag up above. They don't have anything up there currently,
Okay.
so it's hard to say. But they definitely noticed you, but they decided against following you. It would seem.
Probably because of the
Probably 'cause they
narrowness of the river.
I was about to say that.
It's an unmarked river for one. For two, the few people that do know enough about this area might know about the wizard, and almost everybody's squeamish about wizards if they know they're around half the time. Be honest, a lot of wizards walk in broad daylight to just try to mesh in and not look like a weirdo. Slowly turn and look at the necromancer, slowly turn back.
I say, well, that was an interesting situation averted.
The Roger kind of looks down from above. I think that was a close one, Captain. None of us noticed that until just now.
So they were looking at Valena?
Huh?
You were looking at Velena for a bit or something?
No.
Okay.
He was making a joke about wizards.
No.
If you're talking about what I was saying earlier, I was making a joke about wizards trying to blend in,
Oh.
then looking at your character, and then looking back at the screen. Because most wizards understand that people don't like wizards. It's just kind of the setting. Not to say there's no magic, just to say that they tend to keep on their lonesome for a reason. People are superstitious, and honestly, sadly, with good reason.
Right.
Because like 80% of wizards in this setting are actually warlocks that have made pacts with demons.
They're basically on the verge of warlock, yes. Most of them are technically wizards, but there are a few of them that would more side to warlock than they would actual normal wizards. Most of which have made deals.
I can definitely. Well, anyhow, back into in game. I say, well, that definitely we definitely want to got to work out for our magic if we had to fight that thing.
Work out for your magic? What? Okay.
I'm pretty positive me and Tarthun would have had to bombard that ship with a lot of spells if we had to fight it.
Oh, quite possibly. Done some.
And then,
So like the things like
and then play the game of Launch the Barbarians.
so what the thing is like the size of a warship basically, right?
Oh yeah, that's a big nasty thing that just came across your path and decided to ignore you for now.
I look at Stallone and I go, make a note, buy a bigger ship.
Let's get to an area where we can buy a bigger ship and don't have to worry about traveling rivers.
Then we better be settled in on the coast for a long time. You hear the barbarian comment from the other side of the boat. He's been kind of looking back there too, although he doesn't have an eyeglass to peek at what all the detail you've been seeing over there. Just that he could barely see sails, and that kind of gets an eyebrow raise out of him.
I toss him the spyglass.
Oh, so he gets like a last minute peek at it and just kind of once again leans his head to the side a little bit, just like holy cow, because even from here you can tell it's pretty big. All right, that's a big boat. So I assume nothing goes on for a little while with your guys's then.
Yeah, I just think we're probably a little bit more on alert after that, though.
Mm-hmm. So you continue down the river, I want to say, for at least another 4 or 5 hours or so. You see a little bit of wildlife here and there. Trees pick up and thin out throughout as you keep going down this. It is getting muggier and warmer as you're going both a little bit south and further west. Excuse me. After a while, you do start to see something else peeking out from between the trees. And as you get closer, it becomes more and more clear as to what it is.
What time of the day is it that we notice this?
It's probably a little past midday.
So we definitely reached there before the evening then.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Like, it's probably, to be more precise, it's probably slowly creeping into the afternoon right now, but you are definitely there before nightfall.
Yeah. It's just I was gonna say if it was close to nightfall, I was gonna say we should probably just dock the boat and wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, sneaking up on wizards in the middle of the night is not a good idea.
Especially if they're an evil wizard. They're probably awake at night.
I go, are we talking about wizards or vampires?
The barbarian blinks and turns to you. Yes.
Well said.
That is the best reaction possible.
I mean, yeah. He's a barbarian. Is one worse than the other? Hard to say. Could both be on the same night-day cycle? Probably. Especially if they're evil.
Elena just pats him on the
List of
shoulder.
things I would rather face in the day than in the night: wizards, vampires, demons, skeletons.
Elena just pats him on the shoulder, or pats him on the back, like good job, and goes, "At least you tried, honey."
I kind of look at Valena and go, so why are you always awake during the day?
He
told
points to
you?
Valeda. Crazy, not evil. So I assume you continue up to it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you round the bend, which
daytime.
you can't quite see in this picture on purpose, by the way, because that tower doesn't quite touch the water and there's no underneath it, so it didn't reflect properly. You do see that the tower is sitting several yards above the waterbed and is actually, either side of it is settled within the ground on either side of the river. The river is big enough that your boat at this point is just squeezing in underneath it. And there is, in fact, as you cross underneath it, stairs to the, I want to say, the right-hand side of your boat that lead up to the tower itself.
So wait, the river goes underneath the tower?
The river goes underneath the tower. The tower is settled high enough on both sides that it's sitting on land.
Interesting structure.
So it's straddling the river.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a toll bridge, but it's a tower.
Mm-hmm. Just about. And I was also going to just add this before I got asked to make sure the details. There is, in fact, a small dock underneath the tower, so you can actually stop the bridge underneath it if you want to.
Stop the boat underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
You
What
just
does
said
that
stop the
say?
bridge underneath.
Oh.
What does
Wow.
that say? Governor William J. Lepetamain Toll Tower. Fee 10 cents. Shit. Who has a dime?
We're gonna have to go back and get
Get a shitload of
dimes. I love that movie.
We gotta go back and get a bag full of coppers. Damn it.
People rip on that movie. It's hilarious.
Well, this is. I didn't expect the tower to actually be over the river.
That's what my descriptor was from the beginning.
I must not have caught that part.
Kind of figured you guys weren't quite grasping that part, which is why I figured I needed to make a picture.
No,
And again, even then, I can't show the bottom of it because the bloody effect doesn't want to work right. But yes, it's literally seen over the river.
Yeah, I figured as much. So, I guess.
Solona has disappeared off the deck of the ship.
Okay.
Blaine looks around and goes, "Where's Solona?"
And probably about 10 minutes later appears up in more of her land adventuring gear, including her pack, her sword,
A dagger in her teeth. And an amazing snarl.
her pack, her boots, freaking war paint.
So what do you do?
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, I'm gonna take.
So the ship goes into the tower, or is it?
Yeah, we're gonna dock, and
Yeah.
the usual six are gonna go in while I leave Roger in charge of keeping the ship safe while we're gone.
He nods and agrees, and basically kind of partially stands behind Helm, ready to move it if they need to. The others are taking care to make sure the sails are raised, to make sure they're properly anchored, but also ready to move if the need arises very quickly.
I like to picture Roger just going, "When you turn turncoat, as long as I have other crew members, you'll get promoted like me."
Most of the crew members are people that turned code.
I know.
I was a
remember.
turncoat once. I became the second command, basically the third command of the ship.
And remember, when the barbarians come and sack your fleet, you want to rely on your friends at Mutual of Omaha.
Actually, recommend to them to possibly throw together a scouting party to check the area around the tower.
Okay, you want them to try and scout around a little bit. Okay. Roger nods in agreement and goes, "I'll get some people together as soon as you're off the boat. We'll have a quick look around."
So there's a you said there's a stairway going up into the tower.
There's a stairway that's going up to the side of the tower. So I assume you're going to follow the staircase. Yes.
Yep.
All right, and I'll further detail then that the staircase does go up along the tower along the side of the tower and makes a little small path until it basically reaches these ground level double doors on one side.
Valona gets off the boat and she sways for a bit.
It's been a few days since your last break.
I'm not too used to the sea.
Lena sees these double doors, right? Do you
Oh,
have
actually,
any-
before we focus on the double doors, Vilena, I want you to give me a perception check.
Okay.
It's just a little extra detail if you happen to notice it. Never
would
you
say
mind.
no.
But does
Thanks.
her crow notice it?
Raven?
Raven.
I don't know that her raven would notice, or it's a bird, it wouldn't notice these kinds of details.
Would her wolf? No, no, I'm just kidding. The wolf is a dumb animal. Wouldn't know.
I wouldn't suggest bringing the wolf with us because if something happened,
Yeah.
wouldn't,
She'd leave it on the ship. I'm kidding about being dumb. It's just
because it's not exactly that sturdy for combat with the kind of stuff we've been dealing with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not exactly combat wolfing. It's not exactly been gaining levels or anything.
yeah. Are there any
Is
like
the wolf
any?
a familiar or anything?
No,
it's just
she
a
just
pet.
bought it at a market.
Oh, okay.
Does
Yeah, the wolf,
there
the crow,
anything
and my parrot are all just pets.
Is there any like metal doorknobs or like what I mean is like knockers or anything to bang on the door?
Yeah, you don't see like there is like these two half rings that you could see that were meant for pulling. They're a little bit elongated. But then there are two definitely large knockers on the door.
Say, hold on a second. Giselle, you want to check the door for traps?
All right, character sheets. Close the NPCs. She kind of nods and walks up. All right, and starts to have a look around. So this would be a search, or would this be a?
I think it'd be a perception.
I was gonna say, is it a perception? I don't know. She's
I
looking
think
for
it
traps.
is. I think it
it
is
would be
perception.
investigation.
Actually, yeah, investigation. She looks around. She says, other than a few weird markings on the door frame, there's nothing unusual about it.
Uh, Valena knocks on the door with one of the knockers.
Okay, give me a strength or agility, or strength or dexterity check.
Probably strength, because that's probably
Would it,
better.
would it be
Your
an
higher one?
athletics check?
Yeah. Oh gosh, she can't even lift it.
Because you keep using straight up stat checks when it should have been in athletics, but I don't know if that would have helped any.
I don't think it would have changed anything, to be honest. Is your strength bonus any different than your athletics bonus?
Athletics, strength bonus.
It'll either be the
athletics.
same or higher, depending on whether or not you're
It's the
proficient in it.
same.
How about your acrobatics?
Dex is
-1, remember?
Dex is Elena's
So
worst
it's your
stat.
acrobatics is still a -1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
kind of-
no bonuses.
I see Valena like struggling, and I just kind of walk up and push her out of the way.
Yeah, you're struggling just to even lift the thing properly. Azina kind of politely moves you aside and gets up there, lifts it up, bam! Getting the momentum as it ricochets off, bam! Bam! It takes a few moments, but eventually you do hear noises on the other side of the door. At first, you hear the distinct sound of movement here and there, maybe something got knocked over. But then eventually you do start hearing a voice. Ah, guests are coming. Oh, haven't had this in a while. Could use some guests, yes. And before too terribly long, you hear something lift on the inside of the door, and then the door slowly creaks open. You see a man in essentially a blue robe, tied around at the belt, with a belt at the waist, but his hair is completely disheveled, and he's got this kind of half crazed look in his eye. Oh, interesting guest. Yes, hello. It's been a while. Hello. How are you? Just kind of focusing one face at a time.
Valena goes, I got this. I speak crazy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's too out of character because that would mean Valena's acknowledging that she is crazy.
Sorry, I didn't say that.
Azina raises her hand and goes, "Hello, sir."
Oh, hello, strangers. Yes, focuses on you as you in particular wave at him. Yes, hello, my lady. I am Soloman the Wizard. Hello. How may I help you? Slow smile.
I am Captain Azina, and I've heard stories that people that want to use this river need to acquire aid from you in order to do so.
Oh, using the river, no. Using the river to get out to the coast, on the other hand, the smile kind of flares up at the corners of his lips and quickly nods. Want to get to the coast? Yes. Yes, I can help if you. Old Solomon knows how to get to the coast. Many good tricks he has.
Mind you, I'm just keeping my glower going.
he notices he's even as he's talking, he's literally going from face to face. Like he seems to be randomly focusing on other people, but now that Ozzy has been the first one to talk, he mostly focuses on her, but still once in a while is looking around and he doesn't care that you're glaring at him or whatever. He's just kind of taking it all in stride.
Valena is smiling and going, "Oh, he seems like a nice person."
He's good people. But yes, Solomon does know how to get to the shore very quickly. Quicker than the others, quicker than those loathsome bandits of late. Kind of seems to look off towards the west a bit. Nasty ships. And then kind of looks back at the rest of you. But you want to get there faster, yes? Faster, much faster. Try to slip through, they have, but always noticed.
I kind of caught the comment about bandits. I go, there's a problem with bandits around here?
Bandits, pirates, whatever you want to call them, nasty pieces of work. A few of them decide to try and make an attempt on my tower. Last mistake they'll ever make.
Oh, he seems lovely.
No one steals my magics from me. Nobody. However, I am willing to help those that wish to help me. So you come to help old Soloman, yes? And kind of focuses back up at Azina again.
Elena just
go-
looks at Rosina and goes, "Please say yes."
I say, well, the question is, what help do you need?
Oh. Solomon has a good idea, very good idea. Solomon make promise long time ago for power. Problem is, Solomon goes a little. He starts making the circular crazy motion along one side of his head. It's a curse, technically. We're top people, but I keep enough of my faculties right. Yes. I need my special lotus from down below. Part of the deal, you see. Underneath my tower, yes, in the basement. Not much of a basement, more of a cavern. There you'll find my special lotus. I needs it. I needs to use my special lotus and become more like normal Solomon again. Yes, helps a lot more focus.
Okay.
If you go down there, I will warn you. Lots of nasty things. Made a bargain, the old Solomon did, yes he did. Demons, they will make a bargain, but they always do pulling tricksy things as they are. Always tricksy. Make a bargain for special lotus, yes, but special lotus buried deep in the earth and then guarded.
Oh,
Guarded
that
by
just
things
seems
that
rude.
just live there.
I said, well, that just seems rude.
Oh, demons always rude. Part of the nature me old Solomon thinks he is. Come, come. He does kind of motion you to come join him inside as he opens up the door a little bit more and lets the party in and starts venturing back into the tower. You do see a big central staircase going up into the tower, but he basically leads you to the other end of the tower where you see another set of double doors, which there wasn't any doors that you could tell of on the other side of the tower. And as he opens it up, you can see very clearly a sloped roof that's going down, and as you get closer to look down it, you see that's a big dark stairwell going further into the ground. Many nasty things. On the other hand, kind of looks back at the group again, and kind of one by one examines you all. Yes, yes, I think you're strong enough to handle it, yes. Not many people could.
I go say, well, you don't exactly have a lot of choice. I need to get out to the sea.
Mind you, player's attitude is distinctly to distrust anybody that sounds like Slive from the Thundercats.
I kind of like how are Giselle, Theobald, and Garoth reacting to this?
Giselle is if you've been paying any attention to her, she hasn't taken an eye off of him since he came out of that door. She is watching him with every motion that he makes, but so far she hasn't seen anything that's alerted her yet. Theobald is also seemingly rather quiet and cautious about all this, but hasn't been given a reason that he would need to smite the shit out of him. Geralt, at this point, Geralt is just giving up on wizards. Wizards are all crazy.
I kind of
And Thellona's attitude is just twitch wrong.
Just constant frustration, verging on the want to just cut his head off.
I kind of pause and look at him for a second. I go, so you know a lot about demons, huh?
Oh, much about demons. Demons are pestilence. Many a wizard has given themselves to demons or elder gods or some monstrosity. Great power, but also great burdens, depending on what bargain you manage to strike, yes.
I might have some questions for you when we get back.
Oh, questions and trip to the coast. It's been a while. Should be good. Yes. If you will go down for the Lotus, I will actually begin the process of making sure your ship gets safely across. Shall I?
All right.
Excellent, excellent. Then that means that if you succeed, I shall see you at the next location. Excellent. Yes, as Soloman will begin the preparation for your crossing boat. I believe that was your boat earlier, yes? You see that there's a very darkly tinted window off to one side. It does look down the river.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, so you, Dr. Neve, should make very easy to transport, yes. All right, I shall begin the work. You begin yours, and he lets you all enter into the doors before he starts to close it behind you. Doesn't lock it, he's just going to close it. So I take it
yeah.
everyone goes inside?
Yeah. I
Reluctantly.
actually pull out one of my daggers and cast a light cantrip on it to use it as like a torch, basically, because it's
All
dark
right.
in here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it gets pretty
as-
pitch dark really quick.
As Elena's walking through the door, and she goes, "The important thing is we're making new friends."
Always nice to
I
make new
turn
friends.
around and look at her.
Always nice to make new friends. Always good to have friends you can trust. And slowly finishes closing the door.
Yeah. After we get a little way away from him, I kind of say out loud, "Elena, can you please stop thinking out loud?"
My thoughts as well, save for one word.
Oh,
No, I'm guessing that she doesn't really have a response for that.
not particularly. Missed maybe a few glances in her direction, I suppose.
Unless that animated GIF that you just posted in the chat is Elena's response.
Yeah.
I looked at that picture and like, oh my god, it's Ernest Borgnine, but
Okay.
Uh,
I'm assuming we're probably going to transition to a map now that we're going down the
Oh
stairs.
yes. So yes, before we transition to a map, what order do you want to descend into the dungeon with?
were you going first? Us?
Yeah, I kind of figured you'd be like right behind me though.
Yes, that was what I was going to say. Is I'm immediately behind you.
All right. Xena first. Thelona right behind her. I will say that this is a wide enough hallway that you can go two by.
Oh, in which
Two
case
side
I'm
by
right
side.
next to her. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which I assume that means Garroth and Theobald will be right behind us.
Sure. So, do you want to be right behind Gareth then, Valina?
Yeah, I guess she'll be behind Garov.
All right, she's right behind Geralf, and then that leaves Giselle to be right behind Theobald. So, time to switch music and time to switch maps.
Yeah, I just found the perfect gift for Elena.
You're going to have to go way down to the bottom of the map.
I feel like we just started playing Eye of the Beholder.
Really, I was getting Phantasy Star 1 vibes.
I'm assuming the map looks like that because it's probably blown up a lot bigger from what it was originally.
I tried to actually match it as close as it is. I think it just looks like that because you're so zoomed in. It's not the hugest image, but it does match the grid after many struggles to do so. You'd think that something that with an exact grid number wouldn't be that hard to get to match, but it does.
Okay, so we're coming down here,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got an intersection.
You come down here, and yes, you have an intersection. I will say that you do hear, as you're getting deeper and deeper, a myriad of weird different things off in the distance. But the one thing that does quickly become a little bit louder is off to your left. You do hear something making scratching, moving sounds. And as a matter of fact, how far do you see it in the dark with a small light source? How much does the light spell allow you to see?
The light spell allows it is
I
a.
think
It's
it's
four.
20.
It's 40 feet. There's 20 feet of bright light and then 20 feet of dim light.
Yeah, 2040.
40 bright and then 20 dim? Okay.
No,
No,
it's
no,
20.
20.
The total is 40.
Oh, the
But
total is
the
40,
first-
then 20 of it's dim. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the latter 20 of it is dim.
So we'd get one more square of bright.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, one more of bright in that direction. Bright is already perfectly fine on both directions. So yeah, one more to the top. So reveal areas.
Because unfortunately, this is the Conan setting. All of us are humans, so none of us have dark vision.
Mhm.
Yup.
So I look up to the left and I look to the right. I reach down into my pouch and I pull out a coin. Call it.
Heads.
And I flip the coin.
Although we didn't really determine which thing is going to be. Heads is straight and then tails
Is
is the
to
other.
the right, yeah. And I'm just gonna do a d4 divided by 2.
I think you can actually roll a d2 if you type it in.
Yeah, I didn't want to go through all the.
So I guess what would that would be what a tails. If,
That'd be well. If we're going by yours, it'd be the heads. So
okay. Well, no, I meant your roll.
mine
You're the
would have
one
been
that-
tails. Yeah,
Because you're the one that actually rolled. So I
mine
guess
would
we're
have
going.
been to the right. Yeah,
I guess we're going right. Okay.
So you're going to head right and avoid the left?
Yeah.
At least for now.
Alright. I need to actually pull up all my extra paperwork now. Because, oh boy, did I make paperwork for myself on this one.
Yeah, I can kind of guess because of the freaking map size. This is not going to end this session.
Oh no, I kind of figured this would take at least another session. Alright. So, thing to note about this is I use a dungeon generator, but I did alter things, and matter of fact, even in the generator, some of the things that they have numbered are actually empty. You're heading towards that. Okay. On the plus side, it seems that my web browser remembers most of the searches I did for these things.
I am going to say, Matt, this is the first music choice you've made that actually makes me feel unnerved.
Double check. Uh-huh. And... yes, okay. So you're heading that way. Let's move.
I don't know. I might have loaded the cave ambiance from Sirenscape.
I will say that this is actually an alteration I made to the Area 1 music from Heroes of the Lands.
Mm.
So
It is
5,
D&D
10,
music.
15, 20. So additional 1 square yet for your viewer. View in bright. Reveal areas, please. So far, it's more tunnel. But as you're going this way, I will say that the little scratching sounds you left behind are making way for a few more crawls and some more slight movement up ahead.
So like they sound like they're following us.
No, there's something else up ahead and slightly different.
Either way, we're gonna have to fight something.
5, 10, 15, 20. Boom. It's whatever it is, it's getting louder, and it's definite growls. I'm pretty sure actually none of you know the language that these things speak.
Hold up a second. I want to check. Come on, compendium load.
I don't know. Is it an ancient form of madness? Elena may be able to speak it.
You know, I was gonna ask if anyone had a torch, but that actually wouldn't help because it has the same light range as the light spell.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it would not make a
And-
lick of difference.
A lamp is arguably worse.
Depending on the type of lamp. Yeah.
A lamp is a total of 45 feet, but only 15 of it is bright.
Oh, they got rid of the different types of lamps too, because there used to be hooded and.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's my number one problem with 5th edition is that they oversimplified.
I think it might be in different. Maybe it might be in one of the books I don't own. I don't know. Okay, I guess I better move up since Solona already moved up there.
All right, actually, that's a perfect spot for you, Xena, as you and
I was gonna say Valena has the light spell too, doesn't she?
Let me check.
maybe, or was
Does,
it?
yeah.
I think maybe Theobald has it.
Yeah, I think it was Theobald.
I'm assuming somebody aside
No.
from me probably would have activated it or lit a
my
torch
gosh.
because of the fact that otherwise everyone is just solely relying on me as a light source.
She does
Um,
have predigitation. I don't know if that would help. at
yes,
all.
actually, he has it as a cantrip, so he can use it all the time
Except you can only have, I think, one light source going at a time.
per person.
Per person.
So Theobald probably has his longsword out and has it cast on that, just because then his weapon is a light source and it's always going to be out.
The only reason I didn't do that on my main weapon is because doing that on a greatsword is kind of ridiculous. Because
Are you kidding? I would freaking love that.
yeah, but Azina also wouldn't want to have her greatsword drawn and holding it out the whole time.
Oh, Thelona does, but that's Thelona.
Yeah, but Thelona's
Yeah, and Theobald doesn't mind having his longsword out and doing it.
yeah, it's not as heavy as a freaking big ass greatsword.
So,
I
Xena,
see.
as you and Thelona just get into position... Oh, that's not what I was telling you to do. 15, 20. Why do you keep doing this? This is not what I'm telling... Reveal hidden areas, please. Now that I'm trying to do it again, you're trying to get too much of it. There. Jeez. Would have hurt to do it the first 5 times. You do find this first creature, and as you see it kind of meandering around and scratching and snarling, you hear other snarls further into the room.
That
Oh, what is that?
it's a devil or a demon. I can't remember which. I think it's a Spinagon. Just off of my memory of what they look like. I could be wrong though.
Trying to think. What would I guess knowing this would be kind of a not nature because this doesn't come from
It'd be
nature.
Arcana. It'd be Arcana.
Okay, yeah. So Valina, give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, good.
And
Wait, when
move you up.
never mind.
Huh?
Yeah, never mind.
All right,
a,
you see this thing for a few moments, and it just barely starts to notice the light that's hitting off of it as it kind of starts to look back at you guys. You see its face, you can clearly tell it's a devil of some sort. It looks at you and hisses, and you hear several other hisses from within the room.
Yeah, I kind of stick my dagger into my into my belt and pull my sword out. So the dagger's not like covered up where it wouldn't be giving off light anymore, but I'm not using it as my weapon against this thing.
All right, so getting ready to fight then.
Yeah. Initiative.
Waiting for Matt to set up the initiative board.
Let's see here. Where is it? Oh, right here. Duh.
Holy cow. I think I'm going first.
You might be.
I'm going
Yeah.
last.
Hey, look at the bright side. You didn't get a 0.
Oh, true. Still probably going last though.
Didn't somebody actually get a 0 when we were playing Age of Conflict the other day?
I think it was me as well.
You couldn't have got a 0 because you used intelligence for your initiative.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because you're a chrono mage or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it's called.
Oof.
Cronin Juries.
Well, that's a 6 and 2 7s. This party's all over the place.
That just means we don't have an overwhelmingly crushing advantage for once.
And I'll check. Okay. All right. All right, Azina, you are first. This creature is the only one that's fully aware of that you guys are here, but the others have been alerted that there's something going on.
Alright, bonus action, Bardic Inspiration on Thelona. And running up and swinging my sword. Twice.
All right. Oof. Okay, yep. And then the first one is, wow, okay. You hit exactly its hit points.
Oh!
Two slices, and the thing is just, you just see a limb and a head fall off on the floor and hit in a wet slap.
Zane just turns and looks at the crew and goes,
You do still have your light source available at your belt, correct?
Yes.
So I will say what you do see, because now you run out into the room. Well, you are trying to do that again. Come on. Stop that. Will you just... There. 10, 15, 20. Nope, I said... you piece of work. I don't know how many times I have to click reveal before it actually reveals something. You know what? 10.
I also like, this is just the thing I'm going to point out is like, even though we couldn't see those, you should have still rolled for their initiative.
Well, my ruling was that these things, only one of them was aware of where you are. The rest were like hesitantly looking for what's going to happen, and now they see you out in the clear light.
Yeah, I think about it now because they were around the corner, so they couldn't. I was thinking that the reason they couldn't see us was because the dark, but they should whatever.
Yeah,
Never mind.
they weren't even sure what was coming. Just that one of them was alerted, and now they're all seeing you out in the open with a bright light. All right, Thelona, your turn.
Really?
Yep. The one critter that was there has already been killed. The others have been caught off, more or less off guard.
Well, that's going to be easy. All right. So let's hit him. How much did you whack that one for?
22 damage.
Ah, strikes. Okay.
$16. All right. Which one are you hitting?
Yeah, I was about to point that out to you. This one, because it was the one I had a clear shot on. The one
Okay.
I clearly saw.
Yeah, that would have been the first one you saw.
And then
16, 19, 20, 21. Yep.
Dude,
A
that's
couple
more
of
damage
smacks
than
and
I
that
did.
one's cleared out. Actually, I shouldn't be deleting like I did the first one. I should be doing this.
just let us know where the corpses are. Yep.
Yep. So that one's out. As you hear several more screeches. The bull, trying to think. He's got movement of 35? Or is it just 30?
Should be just 30 unless he's got a bonus from something else.
Yeah, speed 30. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, he can get up to this one and join in on the Slaughterfest and smack that thing across the head. I believe he only gets one attack even if he was raging, and he's not at the moment.
Right, because he's just a cleric.
Excuse me.
So he's being in safe mode right now. If it requires raging, he will rage later.
You know, it's funny. It's like I rolled a 14. I'm like, and Oz rolled a 23. Well, I've got plenty of time to get to the bathroom and back. I literally put my headphones on. It's Thelona, your turn.
Oh, I didn't know you were even AFK.
Oh yeah, I did right after I rolled an ish, because
The thing is, everybody else rolled worse than you. I was the only
Apparently.
person that rolled better. I ran up and killed the thing.
yeah. Well, you know, it's just one of those things where we're going into combat. I should probably go to the bathroom now. You know?
hits it but does not kill it. That's how ear piercing screeched but doesn't fall yet.
Oh yeah, what are these things armor class?
We have no clue.
It's been low enough that you've been regularly hitting them so far. I will say that these are probably one of the smallest creatures in the dungeon.
It's at least 16.
Giselle moves out a little bit, notices the combat going on, and will take a shot with her bow. Ah, actually, does that? I think it just hits. Okay, there you go. That's armor class,
13.
and it's still barely alive. Arrow plunges into it, screeches, and starts to stagger backwards.
Wait, I shouldn't be that surprised that the first thing we run into is this week. This is a big ass dungeon.
25, and just barely gets in position. He was already warned it's looks like demons by the wizard, so he's gonna come out there with Atlantean gear already brandished and give it a good smack. He doesn't trust it. Why would you? It's a demon. Versatile smash. Oh yeah, that finally finishes it off.
By the way, you can reveal another row because he has
yeah,
light.
he
Oh yeah, that's right.
feasible.
Yeah, he is moved up slightly more, so. You know, I keep clicking on the reveal thing and you never listen to me.
It's
There.
probably the thing. Oh god, there's more of them.
Oh yeah, I figured this is going to be a fight. Also, if there's more to the right, it's another row to the right.
Alright.
At least
Sal
for
and Geralt have
at
gone. Silverina, your turn.
Really? It's actually your turn. Wow. Let's see.
Not
That's
everything's
what you
died
get.
yet. Yet.
You gotta keep in mind, like, she's dead last. It's gonna take forever in a large group for her to get to her turn. So, that's how many spaces right there?
I think you did like a 15. Yeah.
Alright. I think she'll move over here and do a Toll the Dead on that.
Toll of Dead. Alright.
doesn't Toll the Dead work more if it's been wounded?
Yeah, but it's her only damage cantrip.
Oh, I thought she had magic missile. Oh, it's
No.
yeah.
It's
that's
not a
the one.
cantrip.
Why is it not rolling?
TC 16 Wisdom.
Because I think we've discussed this before. It doesn't actually roll the damage because of the fact that it could be one of two different things. So you got to roll that.
12.
Actually, wouldn't it be a 2d8? Because you're.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So roll another d8. Yeah, okay, 5.
If it fails to save.
Alright, and it's got a +2. Nope, that failed.
You're
Because-
just ringing bells and just
Because the thing is, Randy, you got to keep in mind, Zareth actually picked all of his spells to be thematic to being a necromancer instead of actual utility.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you cast the spell and the creature quickly grabs his ears and starts screeching and holding its head for a moment. But with that being said, we're back to the beginning of the next round, and it's time for all of them to get added in.
Now it will be a long time before he gets to Belena's turn. Unless they kill all the creatures before they get to her turn.
Alright, and descending. There we go.
I'm
Hazina, your
gonna
first turn.
assume that because their things sticking out slightly,
Yeah,
I'm
you
used to
can
wearing-
definitely see or hear them, and it won't take much movement to see them.
We should be able to see this one.
Yeah, because even it would still
Yeah,
be,
you won't see the details, but you should
And-
see the vague shape of them. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be dimly lit. But I obviously know there's an enemy there, so I'm gonna run up.
That should have been within 20 because that was 5, 10, 15,
Yeah, you're right.
20.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Well, now either way.
It would have just been these 3 squares though.
5,
'Cause this-
10, 15, 20.
But I'm mainly running over to make sure that they can't get to Velena. They'd have to go through me first.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Now that you're there, we got light.
So I used that. How long does Bardic Inspiration last?
Only like a turn
Within-
ago. I'm pretty
with-
sure it lasts
no.
at least several turns.
It lasts for 10 minutes, but basically, I didn't realize this fight was going to be as easy as it is, or I wouldn't have used it one of my inspirations already. Double attack.
Good gravy. Okay, yeah, that one's
Jesus
dead.
Christ. Jesus Christ.
Suddenly, the
Wacky,
bard
wacky.
has turned into a swordsman as this thing's wings are quickly chopped off and its
Seems like that
face is
practice that you
gouged.
did rubbed off on yourself.
I mean, I am a valor bard.
Valor up!
Okay, so what initiative was that one?
That was, in fact, this one. Whoop. So next, this one goes. Just saw its friend, one of its friends, get killed by this big muscular guy, so it skitters up and starts to lay into him. So let me double check here. Does have multi-attack.
Yeah, this is the first chance one of these things have had to go offensive.
Yeah, because we kind of just rushed in and murder-faced them.
Well, we are murder hobos, so...
Actually...
Oh, does that mean we should have talked to him first?
These things don't speak your language. They've been screeching, and even as you've been killing them, their outcries have been inhuman screeches you don't understand.
I was making a joke because they said we're being murder hobos.
Yeah. I should have said, "Hey, you want fresh fish?" He said, "Yes, I throw fish. Throw fish at him."
Well, think about it. We wandered from place to place without any real fixed abode. The ship doesn't count. That's the
I
equivalent.
was
of
about to say
RV.
your fixed abode is the ship right now.
That doesn't count. That's the ancient times equivalent of an RV. Killing shit. Murder hobos.
We're just like the Scooby Gang.
Actually, it would need to move closer to do a second attack anyway. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to try and bite Garroth. Excuse me. Gets a roll d20 plus 2 to hit. No.
Oh.
And his other move, he turns around really quickly and swings a spined tail at him to try and smack him. This one gets a bonus. Still a nope.
It's a worse roll, in spite of having a bigger bonus.
Yeah. He turns back around, feeling nothing hit, and just kind of screeches in Geralt's face. Yeah, you're next.
This is pictured Garroth just suddenly being Goldberg, just tackles the demon.
Well, I've got my target.
This one just saw Azina slay its buddy and comes skittering over.
And I just got my target.
And it hisses and lashes out.
This one wants to be number 3.
Nah, I'm gonna kill it first.
Down, I said. First roll this one. Ooh.
Oh!
That's a hit.
Okay. Damage. That was a bite. So as he comes over, quickly lunges up and grabs you and bites you on the arm. And doesn't have anything. No, I don't think so. Nope. Okay, just the roll for damage. 6 damage. Then hops off of you really quick and then swings with its tail as well. Oh,
You're kidding me. Okay.
Ghetto 20.
with math 20. Yep.
Dirty 20, as Bob calls it.
Oh wow. I knew there was some math to this one, to the tail attack, but this is a lot of math. Okay, so first it does 1d4 plus 2 for piercing. So that's 3 damage. And then as it hits you, the tail bursts with an additional 1d6 fire damage.
Ow.
Does it have a bonus? I don't think it said anything. No. Would have been part of the math. Alright. Wow!
Ow.
Yeah, smacks you with a full 6 fire damage.
See, when you said "oh wow," though, I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, it inflicts poison on you." I was like, I guess I'm gonna use that antidote finally.
No,
But
we're
no.
going to try and burn you alive.
Nope, that was more of a how attached are you to that coat?
Brushing it off very quickly. Alright, Thelona, your turn.
Here, and I'm going to start swinging at this one.
The sounds of heavy thuds. And yeah, that took no time at all. A screech of pain, and this thing is just basically sawed in half.
Now for Thelona's next trick. It's gonna make this next devil disappear.
5, 10, yeah. Giselle moves up right behind Geralt and gets a closer bead on this guy that's right in front of him. And gotta switch over to the character sheets. Hits him. Oh wow. Crits him. That's 12 damage. How much damage did he take? He hasn't taken any yet. Okay. It's looking pretty bad already, actually.
Can Theobald seal the deal?
5, 10. And the light source moves with him as well. 5, 10, 15, 20, so 2 above. Are you actually revealing areas, please?
There we go.
So we got a better idea what you're looking at now for an area here. And yeah, Theobald gets to have a swing at this guy. Hits him, 6 damage. How much do you have left?
That would be a total of 18.
Yeah, it's -1. Not enough. As it goes squish. That one gets removed. That one gets removed. Luna's still in. Okay, yeah, that brings us down to just the last guy, and Geralt is up next to move up.
And Geralt
10,
puts his half
15.
the line of scrimmage.
Takes down Tackler on the right, and there's nothing but daylight.
Picture him getting ready to swing his axe, and things hadn't been like 4. Geralt, that's the wrong sport. Don't care.
I'm sorry, I was just seeing the way we were built up. It looked like one of those old football.
And that goes right down here, down the middle.
He moves right down the middle to engage. A most impressive play.
He just one-shot it.
You
Yeah,
just
he
see
just-
a head fly off and a spray of red against the cave wall.
Quite a Hail Mary if I ever seen one. Sorry,
I thought he was using a hammer for a moment because that just would have been smashing it against the rock.
Yeah, the thing is, his hammer's not magic.
The axe is, however, Atlantean, so it gets bonuses on certain things. And yeah, you just clean swipe, and you just see the head fall backwards, and a spray of red hit the wall before the corpse tumbles over. For a brief moment, things do finally start to quiet down a little bit again.
Well, that wasn't that bad.
I look down at the one that stabbed me. I raise my sword up and then I chop its freaking tail off. Then I pick its tail up, look at it, look at Thelona and go, "You think this is worth anything?"
I have no clue on a demon tail.
Actually, the person I really should be asking is Helena.
There, I cleared the path for you.
Theobald's going to quickly walk up to you. It looks like you got a bit of a scratch there. And quickly raises your hand over to...
I go, "Don't.
Nope.
I'm not that badly injured."
He kind of nods. All right. Raises his
I don't
sword
want
up to have a look around.
I don't want to waste any of our magic this early into the place when this place is probably big.
All right. Which way do you guys want to go now?
Oh yeah, did my Arcana check determine that?
Oh yeah, I made a comment about if the tail's worth anything.
Oh, if the tail's worth anything. I'm trying to think if these actually... I don't know offhand if these actually can be used for any components, to be honest.
Are they poisonous?
And honestly, most people probably be like, "Demon parts, no."
Yeah, most
this
people would just
campaign.
be, once again, really afraid and really nervous handling parts like this. They do not induce any kind of poison. They do, however, have a weird effect of causing fire when they strike people, but only when it strikes people and only probably when it's alive.
I just chuck it on the ground then. You also might want to clear the turn order out.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like that's just a chunk of rock that's kind of in the middle of the room, so it looks like no matter which way we're going to be going the same direction. So I'll just move over here to get a look.
All right. So, reveal areas. I don't trust you, I'm trying to make sure. Okay. So you can see...
And actually, since we just finished, while you're doing that, since we just finished the battle, I am going to take a bathroom break and get a drink real quick.
Alright.
Be right back.
5, 10, 15, 20. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Clicked the wrong spot, rather. While Ozina's going that way, Theobald will go this way to help make sure of things. Actually, yeah, probably sit right here for a moment. Five, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. That is not at all what I was telling you to do. Why do you keep selecting tokens? It's really annoying. water. Let the GMs zoom out for a moment. Okay.
Just waiting for Oz to get back.
Yeah, we're kind of waiting for Oz to get back since he's one of the light sources for the party.
Otherwise, I'd be checking this area out.
Okay. Actually, since you're trying to check out you're technically in the best place to check out both directions. Give me a perception check.
Oh, fuck.
I'll allow someone else later if you don't notice anything in particular, but this is going to be a relatively... Okay. I will say that you notice while in between these two sections that the northern section doesn't seem to have any noise coming from it. Meanwhile, there does seem to be some distant noise off to the east.
Okay. How distant?
Like at least a long solid hallway or so between you and whatever's making the next group of noises.
Okay.
Can't make out what they are for sure, but there is something else further in.
Sorry about that. My throat was just getting kind of dry.
That's alright. I can catch you up really quick. Theobald's also moved to make more lighting, and Thelona has had a perception check forced upon her, and she has figured out that to the north is actually really quiet, whereas to the east is got more distant creature noises.
Actually, I thought about something. I didn't have Theobald waste a spell, but I am going to use the potion of healing that's in my inventory. Because that doesn't waste a spell slot that could be used for something else.
I
So
suppose.
It heals for 2d4 plus 2. 7.
7, yeah. So you're up to 64, yeah.
Heals about as much as Cure Wounds would have, but you still have the spell slot this way. I just gotta remove the item from my inventory. I only had one of them.
I'm gonna start moving in this direction since this seems to be the quiet direction.
Alright. I'll say that Theobald notices you moving that way and quickly moves to join you on that. Okay.
I'll move up here to maybe like that direction a little bit while we're going north.
5, 10, 15, 20. I will say that the in the dim light section, you do see that it is starting to come to an end. You just make out that there's an end wall.
Let's double check that.
You might want to uncover because of where I'm standing now.
Yeah, I'll update you first. Field areas. Five, 10, 15, 20.
I'll keep an eye out here while they check that, since it looks like it's probably a dead end.
And this is all the more you need to see. You do find a dead body back here. Apparently some poor idiot came in by themselves and got massacred by those devils a while back. It's mostly a skeleton now, but you do find a small pouch of 100 gold on him.
Alright, I'll take that and pocket that for the moment. Distribute it later when we're not in...
You want me to add it to my player notes? Because I got
Yeah, go ahead.
money tally going on there. There's actually money still in it that we couldn't divvy up properly because it was an odd amount.
Probably should just thrown that to the ship, but okay.
And Aaron brings me cinnamon roll.
I will move over.
Theobald
this
kind of nods
way.
and goes, "Yeah, that's about all to the find back here," and starts to head back with Valona. Meanwhile, everyone else has been left behind.
Yeah, I'm assuming Valena would have moved up a bit instead of standing back there in the dark. Is there
Valena.
AFK?
No, I'm here.
There you go. Alright. Regrouping again, I assume.
More or less, yeah, going into formation.
You do hear some more noises up ahead, but they are just starting to get a little more audible, and once again, it doesn't sound like any of the previous things you've been hearing. Seems like you're closing in on a group of different things. But in the meantime, more light. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'd say that's just barely enough room. Moving up, Elena.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Where are you going, Valena?
Oh, I need to minimize this.
Alright. 5, 10, 15, 20. It is a bit of a stretch of a hallway, but it's not going to last too terribly long as things are clearly becoming more audible.
You know, the funny thing is, I think with the advanced lighting options that we're not really using because the pain in the ass to set up,
They also eat system resources like Tic Tacs.
well, they also I think actually implemented something for just you being able to see it as well as dimly lit. They actually have it look different.
Yeah, they do. But like I said, that we had somebody in our Monday group that we tried the advanced lighting on, and it caused their system to page furiously. They could not keep up.
Yeah, that would make it unfun for anybody if it's just constantly needing refreshing or just needing to pull out.
We had to turn it off.
They do still have the legacy advanced lighting available, but that's a different story.
Oh, right. I need to reveal area. 10, 15, 20.
That's the problem with making improvements and assuming people are actually going to have good enough computers to run said improvements.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure we're gonna come up to the next conflict like right here.
I assume everyone just moves straight ahead. Reveal area. 5, 10, 15, 20. Right. I will say you see a little bit off to the sides here, so 5, 10, 15, at the very least, because there's still a little bit of blockage right here, and something like this here. I will say to yourself, you definitely hear more noises, but they haven't noticed you yet as you're getting into that doorway.
I will then point towards the north.
The north does seem to have distant noises, but they seem much further away than this. So you're going to head north then?
I guess.
Actually, let me double check my notes. I want to make sure I'm not. Well, actually, yeah, give me give me a stealth check. I wanted to give an average check and see if you get past these things or not. Because I want to be fair, but at the same time, I don't want to.
Oh,
Don't want to hold
That's
your
a
feet to the fire
natural
either.
one.
Let's see here. Double checking what these are. Is the
Valena, you need to do a stealth check.
Oh, right.
Lena needs to do one, then I have to do the other three as well.
not sure it's going to matter as you basically tripped on your own feet.
Like I said, it's gonna be an average, so it's gonna bring down the average, but it's not guaranteed to reveal you guys
at least
yet.
the person that had a penalty rolled way better than me.
That's what I was about to say.
Double checking what these guys is.
The passive perception.
Yeah, where do I find their passive perception in this blade thing?
Does it tell you what their perception bonus is?
There it is, passive perception. It's actually not very high. Lucky you.
It's usually 10 plus their perception bonus is what their passive perception is.
10 plus their perception bonus?
Yeah, like if they have a +3 perception, that would mean their passive perception should be like 13.
Yeah, it doesn't give you like an actual breakdown of all their skills. But yeah, I finally found it. It's a passive perception of 12. So there's a chance of actually the other three rolling pretty high and getting out of this.
We'll see.
Let's see here. Garroff.
I'm gonna move my character back over here under the assumption because we don't know if they detected us yet or whatever.
That's not bad. That's back up where it needs to be. This should jinx it in a higher direction as long as she doesn't roll garbage.
Like me. The other dexterity character doesn't roll like me.
16, that definitely helps. And the one that's going to be the least likely to get through quietly. Because he's got that armor on.
Oh, Theobald.
Yeah, I need to double check if it
actually. That makes
actually.
a disadvantage, doesn't it?
Actually, what does that do to him?
I think last time you did a stealth check for him, it automatically made him roll with disadvantage. Like it did, the sheet did it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, we fucking failed.
Let's see here. Average here is
10.5.
10.5.
We failed.
Just failed because because both Azina and Theobald just suddenly at the same time just start tripping over their feet. So as you're going out to the doorway, Azina stumbles and Theobald is right behind, bumping into Thelona. Just in the sudden clumsy moment, you immediately hear several hisses from the south.
You could even argue they might have just saw our freaking light source as we were trying to go by.
It's kind of a both. It's the loud clunky noise plus sudden light source equals. So let me double check.
You know,
Actually,
if it wasn't the fact that the two with the light sources rolled the worst, I would say that they should have rolled with disadvantage anyway.
so out to here. You don't quite see them, but you definitely see vague shapes out there. So let me reveal this much for the moment. and you see vague shapes just along the border of the light. They seem to be tall, slender, and rather large. At least medium size for a creature, whereas the previous devils you faced off were definitely smaller. So I assume it's going to be initiative time.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, click on
Jesus
token.
Christ.
Jesus Christ, Fenton!
Motherfucker! I have high decks and I'm fucking rolling shit
Oh,
on
me
my deck
too.
rolls all of a sudden.
Me too.
Ah,
I'm rolling like a 3. Same as you.
I love that Valena outrolled us when Valena has a -1 on both rolls.
They get +2. Alright.
Screw you, RNG.
My one weakness. Randomness.
My one weakness, dice rollers. No!
Oh yeah, and look at Matt's rolls. This one's gonna hurt, people. I may have to blow a rage on this.
Oh
So,
god, that's a lot of
D7.
enemies.
Last room had like one less enemy.
We did try to sneak past this, we failed.
So let's see here. Which one is this one? Oh, he's actually a little ways back. How far can they move? Average speed. So yeah, him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh wait, wrong creature. No, wait, that's right. No, that's right. They have a different picture for a reason. Yeah, there's a couple different creatures. For a reason, the one I'm getting the stats from has a different actual look for the critter. But that actual form of it does appear later on in here too. So it's like, okay, that's just weird. Someone mixed up their art
What?
somewhere online.
What is that?
These are Gricks. It looks like a big, giant, almost snake-like thing, but these the number ones look a little more wormish almost. And they have some rather large mandibles around the mouth that are reaching out to grab and nibble on the female
Okay,
barbarian.
I know what those are now that I just googled it.
Yeah, the more popular ones are apparently a different type, but yeah, it's weird. Anyway. What does it have? Does it have multiple attacks? I don't... Oh, yes it does.
Valona, get to the chopper!
Get to the chopping.
Okay, and that does... Oh. Okay. Nothing too extreme, but that's interesting. So, first thing it's going to do, it's as it reaches up to the barbarian, suddenly its tail-like back snaps out and tries to latch onto you. Or basically lashes at you like a whip. And I believe all of them get this bonus, correct? I'll check in just a second. Let me make sure I got the right dice. Yep. 10. I assume that doesn't hit.
No.
When it fails to hit, it leans up and tries to snap at you, and once again just barely misses grabbing onto you.
Just barely. No, that's a lot of miss.
That is a hell of a lot of miss. It's like a scene from Ranma 1/2 here where I'm just dancing around it.
This picture is Valona Master Asia. Just eyes closed, dodging attacks.
I've got a lot lot of attacks I'm going to need to probably
5,
get through.
10, 15, 20.
Yep.
Snap. Ooh, that one hit. So actually that's a crit, so that means it doubles the dice?
Yes, it doubles the dice, but the bonus damage is the same.
Yeah, it's just still the additional bonus damage, but instead of 2d6, it's 4d6?
Yes, if that's normally does 2d6, it'd be 4d6.
12 damage.
Could be worse.
Don't say that it has another attack still.
Does smack you if it's whipped like tail, and then as soon as it's done with that, it comes back around to snap at you.
And misses.
That misses. Alright, with that done, Geralf is still holding his axe, immediately comes hopping around. 5, 10, 15. He's gonna make room, so he's gonna go for an extra 5 for 20. And kind of try and chop this one that's closest to him. I believe that does hit. Not for a lot, but yes, it does hit.
Not from what I've heard.
Alright, Theobald's turn.
Wait, doesn't he get 2 attacks?
Does he?
Only if he's raging, I think.
No, at his level, he should have 2 attacks.
Don't check. Because, yeah, that does sound right, but I'm not
attack
sure.
Barbarian. You can attack twice instead of once. That's a base Barbarian.
what-
That's not a range skill.
What is that?
It's called Extra Attack Barbarian.
Okay, there it is, yeah. Never mind, yeah, he does have a second attack. So, why did I just close that? There we go.
And
Our
that
chop,
might not hit.
and never mind.
All that.
Theobald's gonna move in just a little bit and try and hit that one. Not rolling is not rolling.
And
There we
it's
go.
all for naught. 14. I don't know if that hits.
Actually, that just hits. That is armor class.
All right.
Negative
Sometimes
5.
sometimes really big creatures don't actually have very good armor class because they technically should be easy to hit.
Yes.
They just got shitloads of hit points.
These
Things
guys
like-
definitely have a few more hit points than the previous group.
Like-
You are
things
hitting them,
like-
but they haven't been taking a lot of damage yet either.
Things like dragons have high AC because you gotta pierce their scales.
Mm-hmm.
If they were just big and that's it, they'd be getting all kinds of messed up. Because they'd
Yeah.
also be
How
easy to hit.
dinosaurs are.
Worms, go!
25, 30. It's going to come in here, and it's all Theobald attack, so it's going to attack Theobald now.
At least these worms don't have bazookas.
Crikey! Roll. Ooh, I don't think that hits him, though. I think his armor class might just be high enough. Because Theobald's a psychotic tank. Oh, no, that actually just meets his armor class.
Yeah, that hits him.
That does hit him, so that's this minus that. There we go. Hits for 10 damage. Theobald grunts as he kind of stammers backwards a little bit, shakes his head. Okay, that hit unusually hard. Gets back up, but as he's getting back up, others are moving in. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Wasn't that
25.
supposed to have a second attack?
Oh crap! They got to the hole in our defensive line, people.
Snaps at the Garoth, who's kind of lonesome in the corner right now.
They've been blitzed.
We've been blitzed. We are getting blitzed.
That works out in our favor.
No, it doesn't.
When I got my turn.
13, that doesn't hit. 16, I think he's at 17 or 18. 17.
So just misses him.
Just misses him. 2 glancing blows, and you hear the creature hit nothing but metal, and Garoth seems to be, outside of a slight grunt of frustration, seems to be otherwise perfectly fine. That one. Oh, there's one even further back. Okay, that's the one I'm missing. It's like, wait. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Now that has
Just
to go for
a wall of worms snapping at you. Trying to think. Yeah, it has to. Ting, ting. He's not even letting the armor take it. He's basically blocking these easy to hit blows with his axe and just letting them scrape themselves up practically. Although it's not really doing any damage, just making sure he doesn't get hit. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can't even get on the group. Not fast enough. Valena, your turn.
Okay. It's hard to tell them apart, but which one's been hit?
This one's been hit, and I think this one's been hit. So these two right here.
Right here.
Yeah, these 2 in the middle of the group at the front line.
I'm gonna do a Toll the Dead on this one.
All right.
You know the saving throw, and I'll just
So,
roll 2d12s.
Just hit the spell just to have it on screen.
yeah, he has to roll against what now?
Toll the Dead.
Hit the
Yeah, I need to. Okay, 16 wisdom.
DC 16 wisdom, yeah.
I can't remember the DC. I need to see the DC.
I remember the DC. I just didn't remember the stat.
Okay. So it's only got that. So does it get past the 16? Oh hell no.
Oh hells no! It's taken that 17 points of damage.
You ring out and just the creature with no arms just wiggles in space. Back and forth. For a moment as it gets hit by the spell. Oh wait, I didn't get all the damage.
I would get for a good old fireball right now.
Wrong number I was looking at. I need to subtract that
I've
number.
got the second best thing. I have Shatter.
If you can aim it. In either case, it's Giselle's turn. She's seen that this one's been weakened enough. She's gonna back up to about here. Yeah, that was like 20. She's got full 30. And she is going to let loose on yet another critter.
That'll hit.
Okay, I'll check how much health it's got. Okay, just enough. It hits, you see it like the arrow just go into its mouth, and you hear something go squish deep inside, and then wriggles really quickly for a second, then falls over. And then the last one. 5, 10, 15, 20. 25. The angry hiss moves up and tries to attack the first thing it saw of the group, which would be Frolona. Five to hit and a 5 to hit. Wow.
No! It bites itself twice.
Basically bites his lip both times, just.
Alright.
Thelonet's turn.
Thelona would like to rage.
Alright.
Also is using reckless attack.
Okay, so advantage on hits and disadvantage on gain hit.
No. Advantage on hits. They have advantage on hits.
Oh, they get advantage on hits. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to attack this one. Because I would
Alright.
like to try to get our fighting line back in order. So that's...
Trying to make a circle for Shatter, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. It's a 10-foot radius.
It would need to. I think you got the side squares covered. You need like one more square up.
Well, I'm just gonna believe this guy. I screwed it up.
I think if you center around the center one, you get the basic idea, though. Okay. Oh, one too many rolls there, I think, unless you got 3 attacks.
So I do have 3 attacks because I raged.
Oh, okay. So, good gravy. First one was actually a crit, and I think I'll check the math on this. 25. Okay, survived the first hit, barely, and then the second hit definitely kills it.
All right, and then the third hit would be directed against this guy.
The one to the south of you.
No, the one just south.
Oh,
of...
just below Theobald. Okay.
Yep.
So negative 12 to that one. Basically crunched that one and then turned around and smacked that one, a good one too, in the face. All right, Azina.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I'm doing this. I'm trying to do this right. I think.
A radius of
that's
10
what
feet, right? Okay, yeah.
I think that's about right. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna hit all those.
So you
numbers.
hit all of them but one.
Asking what spell level I want to get. That just regular spell level.
Constitution 14, and they take 16 thunder damage or half if they manage to make it. So Constitution 14, that's 4 of them. And they have a 0 bonus to con. So they have to roll 14 naturally. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4. That's a flat nope. So
they're all
16
taking
damage. 16. Negative 16. One of them looks just about dead on its feet. It's starting to bleed from its big gaping mouth. The rest seem injured, but not yet as severely. Back up to the top of the order. This one, diagonal from Thelona, I think has only been hit by Azina so far.
This one?
Yeah, no wait. No, that one was hit by you, wasn't it? No, wait, no. I think Geralt must have hit it. Yeah, Geralt must have hit it. So actually, Geralt would be the closest attack.
That's the one that's barely alive, yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's gonna hit. Down, I said, not up. Alright, he takes 9 damage from that. His first bit of damage. And... okay. Miss. So he manages to get the one attack in. And that one actually is dead.
Oh, cool.
So that got updated, so it's now to Garroth. Oh, and this one's dead too. One of the big group of worms just got X'd off.
Yeah, that would have been this one.
Yep.
Because that one was the 19. I remember
Garroth
that.
does not like these worms, but he he sees that both the ones in front of him are easily choppable. Question which one will be the most likely to fall. He'll try the one to the immediate south of him, even though the one diagonal to him just try to hit him.
This one.
That one did try to hit him. He's gonna go for this one though.
Okay.
Try to kill it before it decides to try to hit him.
Yeah, since it's gonna be going up in a couple of moves here.
Ooh.
13 damage total.
Did it still hit? It still hit both times. And
I was just putting that shit damage on the second hit.
13. It only had 11 health.
Oh, well,
He
you got it.
manages to fell it before it's his turn. So that slims down another worm. Theobald's turn. Ooh, this one's actually going to go next if he doesn't stop it, so he's going to try and take a swing at that one too. And then one to immediate south of him.
The one I hit.
Mm-hmm. He does hit it, but not for a lot. It's kind of teetering on the edge too now, but it's not quite gone. And as a matter of fact, now that it just got smacked again, immediately turns back to Theobald and tries to lunge for him. That second one just barely hit. One, 6, 2. Takes 7 damage. A slight grunt, but Theobald's standing his ground. This one is going to move up over the corpse of his buddy and try to attack Garroth now as well. Ooh, that first one will get him. Two. And then it rolls the most miserable damage ever. For something that does that much damage, it rolled a pretty pitiful amount of it. Elena, your turn.
I'm going to Toll the Dead. This one.
Alright. Oh yeah, if you can hit this, we'll see how much damage you can do. Even on a half, I'm pretty sure that thing's dead. Yeah,
that
even at
does-
half, that thing is dead. So you just
Matt,
ping.
Matt.
Hmm?
It doesn't do damage at all if it saves.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
16. Okay. I don't think it gets any bonuses. Hey, down.
Might get a penalty being it's an animalistic creature.
No, it's a wisdom save. It has a +0.
Oh, yeah, it's not saving. It's not saving.
Screech and falls over. I pretty much called it.
It'd be funny if it just exploded. My
Turn
ears
that turn.
splat.
If it had normal
Turn
human
inside
ears, they
out.
would have popped off and gushed blood before he fell over, but it just wriggled and fell over anyways.
What happened? It turned inside out. It turned inside out and it exploded. And it exploded.
It went, ah!
Its dick exploded? What?
I don't want to live in this dungeon anymore.
Let's see here. Okay. The one to the bottom of Theobald is the weakest, so Giselle is taking a quick look at the targets she's got in front of her. Instead of moving, figures that one's the weakest and will take a pot shot at it. Not guaranteeing anything, but it'll help. And actually, I just realized she could do sneak attack because she's not right in front of it.
She can
Hit
do-
it.
She can do a sneak attack because an enemy is engaging it.
Yep. And wow, that's almost enough. Actually, let me double check. How many hit points do I have left? Oh, never mind. Yeah, she doesn't even need a sneak attack. It just another zip falls over. One more of these things has a move, and it's the one right next to Thelona that's still alive.
Take it as trying to hit me.
Oh yeah. You've been murdering its friends, and you're the first one they saw, so it's angry at you.
Miss.
18 and a 15.
Reminds me of a picture of a nerdy
Hit,
horror
hit,
movie.
shit.
And we did a voice for it. And he goes,
The first one hit?
No, in shit. Neither one hit me.
Oh, never mind. Okay, so neither of them hit. Alright. So, speaking of which, your turn.
Starting with the one below me.
Oh,
Jeez. And you instantly chopped the head portion of its torso off.
I just picture it with a dorky voice when it's saying it's going to avenge its friends. You guys,
You know, we actually made a mistake. You're reckless attacking, right?
Yep.
We can't rewind, but they should have been attacking you with advantage the whole time.
Oh, it should have been.
Oh, no.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay, you hit for 14, and that's enough to end it. Cleared the room.
And that's probably where we should stop for the night.
Yep,
As
we
we stand
hit.
over a
We are
mountain
like
of-
about 6 minutes out from our usual stopping time.
We're
Yep,
standing
I'll-
over a mountain of worm corpses.
Yeah, the only thing I was going to do is go forward and see if there was anything at the end of this tunnel. Any other poor schmuck that went down here and got killed.
Nope, just more worms. I'm just kidding.
So basically, you want to just check out the area, yeah?
Yeah.
The rest of the room, anyhow.
If you do look over the rest of the room, it seems like these things have started nesting here, but it looks like it's only been relatively recent, so they haven't actually claimed any people until they moved. This particular group of them moved in here.
Alright, then I'd just kick
So-
over the nest and...
Are there any eggs?
Well, it's more like they've been saying that basically it'd be more appropriate to call it a camp more so than a nest. They basically just set up a place where they're going to be staying for a while. In this little back end area, and you happen to catch them as they were probably just wrapping up, or had recently wrapped up, and were maybe starting to set about trying to find food or something. But happened to find you.
Well, now they're a bunch of X-worms.
Yep. So that basically ends that for tonight. So in 2 weeks we'll continue the rest of Solomon's dungeon. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next